There was a day when this show was rooted in comedy. I say this to people now, and they're like, what? We used to go on the road 20 to 40 days a year, and we would do comedy shows. And mainly, I got into this format, and Stu, correct me if I'm wrong, to mock this format.
Mainly, that was the plan,
yeah. I mean, too many of us take ourselves way too seriously. And I've strangely become one of those people that have just like, and it slowly happened. It's like the frog being boiled. You don't notice. 9/11 happened, and we had to take our job more seriously. And I realized I'm a dope. I don't know anything. So we had to, we're gonna just figure this out, and then we're gonna go back to normal. Well, I never went back to normal. And then as the stakes kept getting higher and higher, I mean, I became more serious on finding answers. And then I was led to this new feeling, this calling, this responsibility to warn you on what was coming. Because nobody else in the media, most of them don't even care. They don't, I mean, it is shark eyes. You start talking to some of these people in the media about what's really happening, they're like, I don't even... They don't care at all. So nobody is really alerting you, which I felt I had to do. But then also the audience, as a general audience, I mean, as America, most people just are looking for normalcy, and they really don't want to know. I've asked myself, and we've asked ourselves among our group several times, because once you know something, you can't unknow it. Well, no, wait a minute. Joe Biden is proof that's not true, because I think he knew a lot of things, and now he's like, anyway, once you know something, you can't unknow it. And then what do you do with it? So we've asked each other several times, so would it have been better if we just kept making fun of stuff and we were living in a bubble that we didn't really know the stuff we knew? Would we be happier? No, we'd find something to be miserable about. Come on, we're on the radio. Talk radio. You got to be pissed about something. No prophet ever, ends his days in a lazy chair, because most people don't want to know, and they'll tune out because they think, this is too big of a problem for me. I mean, what will be, will be. God will take care of it. No, he's really no. He's not your mom. He's your dad. Dad's the one that always came in and said, your mother has said, clean this room up. I want it clean. Okay? He's your dad. He's not like, please clean up your room. Please clean up your room. Okay, well, I'm tired of asking him, so I'll clean up the room. We wash our hands and we wait for somebody else to fix it. Then, worse yet, we get on Facebook and we apply our filters and pretend we have our crap together. Look at me. I'm actually thinking about doing something on my Facebook and Instagram where I just take a picture of me every morning that I get out of bed, because it's a horror show. It's a horror show. But we look for the dopamine hit. We take selfies in places we're not really even seeing. We're just like, oh, kangaroo, let me get a selfie. And we move on with our lives. We're too busy looking at our screen. Nothing is real and nothing has meaning. And I guess technically we're working with our hands as we're typing and posting, but we're not creating anything. Really, what are we creating? Online. Think how much time you have. What are you creating with your hands? Nothing of value. I don't think, maybe in 1,000 years, people will go back and read some of our Facebook posts and go, oh my gosh, that was incredibly deep. But I highly doubt it. So we're living in a dream world. And by doing that, we make ourselves slaves of whatever is coming our way. Because how many people do you know that you talk to and you're like, hey, do you have food storage or something? Do you see that The world's on fire. No, I don't pay attention to that. I'm just so sick of watching the news. It just gets me down. You're like, oh, okay. All right. Move away from this person. They're going to be a slave to whatever happens. They're going to need somebody. Oh, and there will always be someone there to help you. You know, the problem is really because of the filters. We had this in the past. We remember our past in Technicolor or Kodachrome. Do you remember that? Where the colors were very, very vivid. Yeah, that's distortion. That it didn't really look like that. No, grass was never that green. So we look at the guys who were probably, seriously, I don't mean to be crass or anything or show any disrespect, but I mean this sincerely. How many people, when that door fell open on those boats at Omaha, how many guys actually crapped their pants or peed their pants? I bet a lot. I bet a lot did. But you don't get that on smell-o-vision. You're like, look at those heroes out there storming the beaches. Man, that's when men were men. They were crapping their pants, most likely. But they did it. Those who rode the Freedom Bus to march with Martin Luther King, I don't think they were all like, yep, this is going to be a picnic. We're going to have a nice time in Washington, D.C. No, but they did it. Isn't it amazing? The last time we silenced people that, others disagreed with was the McCarthy hearings. Remember how shameful that was? What's the difference besides now communism is neat? The difference is we don't stand, I think, because we have a place to escape to, a digital landscape. It's another world where everyone is perfect. All kids behave themselves and there are no problems. When I was growing up, you nasty little kids, we only had one reality and it sucked. But we did it. The news can really get you down. I know. I'm an expert. News can really get you down. And then you go home. And then your house is on fire. And you're like, okay, well, not all of the kids. Nope. Now all of the kids are on fire. Okay, that's good. But I want you to know, I am not here. I've something's happening in me. And I think it's good. I think. What I felt my job was to warn. My job is changing. It still will be to warn, but it's also to encourage you. Because I know what life is like. I live out there too. You're driving. He can't understand my life. Want to swap places? I bet you they're the same, except, my pillow. I was going to say, except I have nicer sheets. No. We're living in a time where Frank Sinatra was right. Some people just get their kicks on stomping on your dreams. My father was right. He always said, you better know who you are. Glenn, say this with me. I am blank, fill in the blank. What are you filling it in with? Who are you going to be? I am what? I'm like, I am a disc jockey. And he's like, that's ridiculous. Stop it. Otherwise, I'm going to have to say you are stupid. He's like, it's got to be what? Who do you want to be? Not what do you want to be? Who do you want to be? I am strong. I am independent. He said, if you don't say those things, believe me, there will be someone or the entire world will fill it in for you. Your family does this. I'm still the stinky little brother. I am the stinky little brother. Still that to my sisters. Our families do it. Then the office does it. School does it. The world does it. And look at how it's filling things in for you right now. What are you? I'm racist. I'm sexist. I'm white. And if you're actually on the popular side, what are they teaching you to say? I'm helpless. I'm impoverished. I'm just someone who needs somebody else to do everything for me because I can't do it, because I'm not successful, and I'm not ever going to be successful, because I can't be successful. My gosh, do you want to live in that world? This is all leading somewhere, as I just, in the break, just got news that a friend of mine passed away. You won't know her name. Few will know her name. But I hope when I die, I can be successful as she was. I'll explain in a minute. So I want to briefly tell you about my friend. Her name was Deanne Blair, and she was an actress, had success, then moved to Texas, and wanted to do something for kids, wanted to help kids have a theater experience, a safe theater experience. And so they started, her and her husband, Artisan Theater in 2003. My daughter joined about 2010 or 11. She has learned so much and grown so much. And I have seen these kids grow so much. And my daughter is currently playing Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And I have to tell you, I'm the big fat guy crying outside when I'm watching her talk to these little kids. These little girls are coming up and they just see Ariel. And she's like, hi, how are you? And she is like the perfect little princess. And I see these kids look up to her, and it's just such a great thing. And their standards have not changed. They even edit out the children's versions. They edit out things that they don't think is appropriate, and they hold to those standards. This woman has changed so many lives in the last 25 years, so many lives. And you won't know her name. But that's not why she was here. That's not why any of us are here. I want to encourage you to do what you feel you're supposed to do. Stop being the person that the world has made you into. Stop doing the things that the world is telling you must do. Do the things that you know are right and good, even if they make you think no difference at all. They do. I'm encouraging you to do whatever it is that you're supposed to do because it will encourage others. And that's the biggest problem with our country today. It's discouraging. Discouraging. Taking courage out. Encourage. Bringing courage in. Fill in the blank. I am blank. And say it to yourself over and over and over again for the next 60 days. Write it down. Put it on the dashboard of your car. Put it on your mirror. Because you are that person. You've just allowed somebody or the world to talk you out of it. And maybe it's just been you talking you out of it. Become that person. There's enough darkness in the world. We need bringers of light. Be that person.